the Australian Open. A lot of great matches. Things are really heating up, but it is tough to lose a star like Naomi Osaka. But her opponent, I can't even say it. Sorry. I had practiced it before I came on. Anyway, uh, guys, help me out. But she was amazing. Unbelievable match by both players. Anisimova. Did I say it right? I should say it right because, wow, what an incredible player. Um, just laser returns and backhands down the line. And Anisimova. Anisimova. Say that a million times fast, Pete, because you will have to learn that name because this woman is an incredible tennis player. Thank you so much for helping me out there. Um, she is really, really awesome. And what I loved, here's the thing that I loved about the match, is both women played lights out tennis, high quality match, great sportsmanship. Naomi, after the match, gave Anisimova a great, greeting at the net, which is always nice to see when two warriors are going at it. And it had a lot of drama. And what I loved about after the match is no drama in the press conference from Naomi Osaka. Maybe she is kind of collecting her thoughts, getting herself together, and feeling good about her game and life in general, because she said that she was happy with the way she played. She had fun. Oh my gosh, can you actually lose a match and have fun? I guess you can. And how can you do that? It's when you give your best effort. And that's what Naomi said. She said, I gave my best effort. I had fun out there. I'm proud of myself. I felt like there was nothing else I could do. And it was a great match. And that's exactly what it was. And so Anisimova is into the next round. Naomi, it's tough to lose. The women's side is losing a lot of star power. And it's great to see these great matches. But every time a star goes out, it does make it, and this is what I say all the time, it's tough for the general public to get excited to turn on the TV for two people they've never heard of. And so, again, that can happen. We've had Garbine Muguruza go out. We've had Coco Gauff go out. Emma Raducanu go out. Leylah Fernandez go out. Now Naomi Osaka, the sport's biggest star, is gone. But, Anisimova, I'm going to say that. See how I'm just practicing. I'm just practicing now. Now I'm in the groove. Hopefully I'm saying it right now. But, yeah, I mean, she could be a star as well. I mean, that's the thing that is so tough, is to really wrap your head around. You see all these upsets, and a lot of people can criticize these athletes as saying, they're not champions. There's no consistent winner, and it's something that frustrates me. But when you look at the actual matches, when they're losing these matches, they're playing amazing players. The field is so deep. If you look at Anisimova's game, the serve is solid. The return is sick. The return is sick. And she is so good at roping shots up the line. A lot of times coaches will tell you, don't go up the line. Don't go up the line too early. Now, she always picked a good time. Notice when she did go up the line, she was inside the court. That's when you go up the line. But, I mean, how she can rip that ball up the line, and it just goes down the line like a laser, forehand and backhand, especially the backhand is just, woo, it's beautiful. So, I mean, she deserved to win. It's not like Naomi Osaka went out there on focus and lost to some chump early in the tournament. And really, back in the day, of course, other people could play good, but there was a clear big difference in tier and talent and everything between the top and the bottom, especially once you got in the 30s, 40s, 50, 60 ranked player in the world. Now everybody is just solid. They're like technically perfect. If you're not on your game, if you're not ready to play mentally, physically, shot making ability, if you're not ready to do everything that you've got in your talent reserve, you are going to lose out there. And so it's really, really tough these days. All right. So first of all, I just want to put this here. This is how I can now pronounce Anisimova. And I appreciate that because I was struggling and I watched it and I was like, okay, I got to remember how to say that. And then I totally choked when I came on. So I appreciate that. And then Anisimova played great, but I felt something missing in Naomi's game. Break points at the end of the third set. Yeah, she had some break points and she had a match point. But I mean, if you looked at the match point, she played a solid point. And Anisimova came up with a ripping backhand cross court that had a little too much heat and firepower through the court. And Naomi was just a little late, couldn't get a racket under the ball and hit the ball in the net. So, I mean, you got to give credit to her. And I feel that Naomi really isn't missing much right now. You know, physically, she showed that she can go 3 tough sets, went all the way 7-6 in the third. So to get there against a quality opponent like she played, you know, you got to make a lot of shots. You got to be physically fit. You got to be mentally fit. So I think overall, this is, if you are a Naomi fan and you're a fan of tennis, because tennis definitely needs her, this is a good sign. This is a very good sign. And especially that she came off the court, you know, and she just seemed even keel. She seemed okay. She's like, all right, I'm fine. It was a great match. I put 100% effort in. I know that. And I can live with this. This is good. I mean, that's great to see. Bashkar says, hi, Pete. Good morning. How are you? I am great. Great tennis day. Let's see here. Even Barty doesn't look a favorite now. I mean, she's playing some solid tennis. And one thing that she's got a little different than everybody else is all these women just rope every ball. It's like they just flat through the court, big power. And you live and die by that, because if those shots are a little off, like look how many people are going out. And I think a lot of women go out early because they play, in my mind, even higher risk, higher reward tennis than the men, especially the top men. You know, the top men always seem like they've got something that is safe. Like look at Rafa's game. He's got that big, heavy top spin that can keep the ball in, and he's got a beautiful slice and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Novak Djokovic, obviously solid all over the place, amazing defensive skills. Medvedev, think of all the players that win. They've got really amazing defense and different gears. Like they got some safety and some margin in their game. The top players on the women's side, like look at Muguruza. That's the best example I can give you. Like she's 3 in the world, and she's a great player. But you can see if she's a little off, she might lose because everything's like roped right over the net. You know, it looks like it's going super low over the net, super fast through the court. And yeah, if you're on, you're going to beat people. But if you're a little off, and plus, I mean, did you see the Badoza match? I mean, that match was incredible. Where these women are just crushing the ball flat through the court. So if one person is the hair off, or the other person is the hair more on, then you know. Tough to beat. But what Barty has is she's got a beautiful serve. She's got more variety. She's got that sliced backhand. So she's got a couple more gears she can go to. But if she faces somebody where their firepower is like on fire, well then she could lose too. So there's no clear favorite on the women's side. And so yeah, let's see what else you guys are saying here. She attacked Osaka's backhand and she crushed Osaka's second. Yeah, she crushed her second serve. Yeah, so good stuff. Oh, I was saying Rafa was cruising when I put this out and made this, and I haven't checked. I was watching it on ESPN, and it was just really Rafa playing solid. Karen Khachanov missing a lot of shots when I saw. It's like Rafa looks good, but Karen Khachanov giving a lot of free gifts away. So it looks like he's turned that around. We'll have to tune back into that. I want to talk about Berrettini next, but let's just see a couple more things. Typically, Keys dips after playing lights out early in tournaments. made that much longer than it needed to be. Yeah, I mean, Keys looks good, but not great to me. I mean, not great. And I just see more firepower, more speed coming. Wanted to see Naomi versus Osaka, but now it's going to be a great match. Anisimova and Barty. That, yeah, it's good. The tournament is got some great talent. I'm just upset that a lot of the big names are going out. It's tough to see that. Barty's variety, girls WTA. Many can't adjust. That's true. Yeah, her variety is her strength. Anisimova attacked the backhand of Naomi. If she does that some against Barty, it's Anisimova. I mean, yeah, you would think, but you never that slice. Let's go to one of the kings of slices right now. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Berrettini versus Alcaraz, which was a great match. I mean, boy, that lived up to the billing. A lot of people picking Alcaraz to win that match. I picked Alcaraz to win that match, just full transparency, because I thought it was going to come down to the backhand matchup. I thought, okay, serve advantage Berrettini, and that serve really helped him out. Forehand, you got to give, especially when it comes to this flattening one ball out, that's advantage Berrettini, but Alcaraz's forehand is so amazing too, and can hit a little heavier spin and also can hit the winner. So, I mean, I thought that was a draw and could go either way, who's ever hotter. And then backhand, I thought, okay, Alcaraz backhand is better, movement's better. He just looks like he's in the zone. I thought Alcaraz was going to win. And you come on out there and you realize, okay, Berrettini did a pretty good job on the two-hander, but his one-handed slice, it's tough. People don't realize that when you watch these players with a great one-hand slice, that it's tough to pick on, and it creates a lot of mistimed shots when you hit it really well. And so Berrettini's one-hand slice is just really, really good. It's really good, and his mental toughness was pretty strong in that match. Alcaraz came out, and they played pretty well in the beginning. He had a lot of chances, didn't break, and then Berrettini kept getting the momentum there, if you saw the match, and was able to win those first couple sets. And just too many mistakes from Alcaraz. But then he turned the match completely around, wins the next two sets, wins the fourth set pretty easily. You're thinking, okay, maybe this kid is now going to come and pull this off. He definitely looks like he's got greatness in his future. And Berrettini buckles down. They go toe-to-toe. Great tiebreaker, but then Berrettini runs away with it 10-5, and Alcaraz double faults on match point, which you always hate to see. But, an amazing, amazing match. So really, really good stuff. Let me take a look at a couple more of your comments. We're still talking about, Medvedev's dismissal of Kyrgios was a sign of his confidence. Yeah, Medvedev looks unbeatable right now. Nadal's cruised through in the fourth set. Okay, so Nadal just won. Is that what we can say now? So I don't need to look up the score. So, yeah, I thought tonight's performance from Nadal was solid. I did say if he wins in 3 sets or an easy 4-set win, which I'd say that this was, then Nadal's going to get a lot of confidence and a lot of motivation, knowing that Novak is not there, and there's just not that many people in the draw that know how to for sure win a Grand Slam. There's a number of people in the draw that have the potential to win a Grand Slam, Berrettini being one of them. Berrettini flies under the radar too much, but if you really look at his performances over the last couple of years, a lot of quarterfinals, a lot of semifinals, finals Wimbledon last year. So, lots of times we don't talk about him as a contender, but you got to put Berrettini as a contender to win it all. He's got all the tools you need to win a Grand Slam. Zverev has been knocking on the door for a couple of years, so obviously he's right there and deserves to win. Medvedev broke through. So there's lots of people who can take. Tsitsipas been so close. So now you have these younger players. They're sniffing it. They know how close they are, and it just takes a little bit to get over there. But there's only one guy who knows how to do it over and over and over and over. I'd have to do that 20 times. He knows how to do it over and over and over again. Okay, and that's Nadal. And with Djokovic being out and Nadal being there, thinking, man, if I can win this, you know, now all of a sudden I'm winning in a place I haven't won since 2009, and that puts me at 21 majors, and then I get to go to the dirt. And we all know what happens when I go to the dirt. I win. I talk a humble game all the time, but I know what I do on the dirt. And he could be 22 majors here really quickly. And then all of a sudden, the GOAT debate, it goes right to Nadal. It goes right to Nadal. I've been saying for a long time, Djokovic is the greatest in my opinion. I think he is. You know, this is basically, it's not going to have an asterisk behind it. But I mean, if Djokovic did not get to defend his title based off his own personal choices, and we're going through a crazy, crazy time, but he was there, you'd have to give him the favorite. Now, all of a sudden, he might not be at the French Open. He might not be at Wimbledon. He might not be at the U.S. Open. And things are obviously going to have to change if he's there. Either A, he gets vaccinated, B, they lighten up the rules for him, or C, the pandemic magically goes away. So, you know, I think really what's going to come down is he's going to have to get vaccinated. Okay. The Barty slice backhand neutralizes the attack of her backhand. Everyone uses that plan and gets tough late in matches. Do you think Alcaraz goes overexcited sometimes? I think so. Trying to hit the ball a little extra is never a good idea. Well, I wouldn't say it's never a good idea, because this is becoming a very high risk, high reward game, but they're aiming for big targets. So, you know, of course, he's 18 years old. So that's the thing that's so scary about this guy, is his game is not completely baked. It's still developing. And, you know, I like his confidence. And right now, especially at his age at 18, he's a wild animal, which is good. And he's going to go for some big shots, maybe when he shouldn't. But I don't think it's much of a concern. I think what we can see, especially what he showed today, is he got down 2 sets and he almost pulled it off and won. That shows me a real big sign of a champion, being down 2 sets, not giving up, almost turning the match around completely and winning against Berrettini, a very experienced. You'd have to say, we always think of these guys, the young guns, but you know, Berrettini, 27 years old right now. So he's no longer like a spring chicken by any means. And so he played a very experienced player who knows how to win a lot of matches, and he almost pulled that off at 18 years old. So Alcaraz, I don't think there's anything to really be too concerned about. You got to be excited. And this, I think, will give him a lot of confidence, actually. Let's see here. If Nadal wins 2022, he levels Djokovic's record for all-time majors twice in an open era. Wins 2022, Joker. He levels. No, he'll be one ahead. I don't understand maybe I'm not reading this right, but he'll be one ahead of Joker, and then he could go to 22 and be all alone by a couple. So for Nadal, hasn't played a good baseline. So far, Nadal hasn't played a good baseliner. Now, Mannarino or Karatsev, that's going to be, I mean, I did say it's going to be really tough to knock Nadal out of this tournament, because he's got to be super motivated, and he looks like he's feeling physically fit and all that. But to win, he's going to have to pull off a lot of solid wins. You know, you see Djokovic off of his side of the draw thinking, oh, it's a cakewalk. No, it's like one tough match after the next. Now, I'm sure it's a big relief to get through Khachanov the way he did. That could have been a much bigger fight than it turned out to be. So I think Nadal's got to be happy with that. But, you know, there's no relief, because Mannarino or Karatsev, 2 amazing players. I think Nadal would definitely rather play Mannarino. I think he can manhandle Mannarino. Karatsev is a wild card, because you keep thinking, okay, when's this guy's luck going to run out? He's been playing on the Challenger Tour like most of his career, and all of a sudden he's playing like a like a veteran, like a top 10 veteran match after match. And you're wondering when is this solid play going to maybe go away? And it just doesn't. So, I would think Nadal would much rather play Mannarino than play Karatsev. I think that could be a great match if he plays Karatsev. Okay, Cahill, that's right. Cahill, Killer Cahill seems to know what he's doing. The architect in the great victory over Osaka. Anisimova, let's see, great story. Yeah, she's awesome. She is awesome. So you guys are excited about Anisimova. Great match. Nadal gets through, cruises, guys. Nadal is looking very, very good. The only thing I will say, the only negative thing I will say about Nadal is there was a bit of the match where Nadal's topspin started to land short, and it Kachanov just couldn't take advantage of it point after point. There was like a couple points where the ball is landing short, and Kachanov was flattening the ball out and hitting winners. So you can see it's there. The ball's short and heavy spin. These big players can hit winners on Nadal through the court. But what would happen next is lots of times, especially the games I was watching, Kachanov would throw in a double fault or like a really sloppy first or second ball error. So he never consistently made Rafa pay for hitting the ball short. And then Rafa would then, respond with another really good point and hit the ball deeper, move the ball more in the corners. So, So Nadal is looking good. Osaka's out. Berrettini, you got to give him more respect than maybe a lot of people are doing. You got to give him a real shot to win this thing. You can't count him out. That's my summation of what I saw. There's more good matches on the way. If you like this, like the video, subscribe, and we'll be back soon. I've got to go get B2 and walk him because I know he is ready to walk and eat some food. So that's what I got to go do now. I'll see you guys in the next live stream, and also be looking for my instructional videos out there. Oh, here we go. There was a question. Who will Nadal play? Will play Mannarino or Karatsev? They're having a really good battle right now. I'll try and check that one out as well. So lots of good matches going on right now. Lots of good matches. I don't know. Nadal wins without Djokovic even being there. Wow. Does reignite the does it or does not? The GOAT debate for me. Yeah, I mean the thing is, I hate to tell everybody this, 10, 15 years from now, they're going to remember that Nadal has more Grand Slams than Djokovic, and that's about it. The story of Djokovic not getting vaccinated will always be around, but the longer history goes, people are not going to connect the two. The two stories will always be there. Like, remember the year where Djokovic couldn't play the Australian Open because he didn't get vaccinated and that crazy pandemic? That will always be a story. I think that's a big part of the history of the game. But if Nadal ends up with more Grand Slams, they're not always going to connect the dots and put them together and go, yeah, but Djokovic is the real GOAT because he didn't get to play all those Grand Slams later in his career because he wouldn't get vaccinated. They're not going to connect the dots. They're just going to go, okay, it was 22 or 23 Nadal to 20 Djokovic and 20 Federer. Nadal's the GOAT. That's how it will end up if Djokovic does not figure out a way to get himself back on the court and win Grand Slams. That's how it's going to go. That's all I got to say. Let's see. Nadal, how the hell is he still this good so late in his career? Astonishingly consistent level. I mean, that's true, especially, a lot of people thought when Nadal came on the tour, because it was so physical and he just appears to be beating up his body and that big buggy whip swing. And, sometimes he does suffer injuries. Everybody thought, oh, Nadal, yeah, he plays so hard. He's amazing, but he's going to have a shorter career than like a Federer and other players who make it look easier. And Nadal has obviously stood the test of time. That's a pretty big understatement I just made. Alcaraz launched a mishit. Yeah, he lost his focus when that happened. You are right. History remembers numbers. Great live. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Again, like the video up, and I got to go now. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys later.